Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 Let's Mod video. In this video we built a fruit type for my upcoming open air garden pack. Yeah, and first I show you how my open air garden is right now. I'm in the middle of working on it. Right now the smallest version, which has the size of a big greenhouse, is nearly ready, and I still have to work on the 4x greenhouse, which is 4 times bigger than that, and I'm in the middle of doing that. And then when this is done, I have to do the 16 times bigger huge garden and the distributor and the little well and so on and so forth, and a lot of fruit types. And therefore I thought making the fruit types is fun, and therefore it's a nice idea to make it in a video. But before we do this, I'll show you about the gardens as they are right now. Here you see one garden in the version without fence and without wooden garden beds. And yeah, as you can see, some plants are already growing, so I already made some of them. And over there you see the version with fence and with wooden garden beds. And then we can have all 4 combinations. This is with fence, without wooden garden bed, and here on the other end we have without fence and with wooden garden beds. And now we go to the build menu and I show you how it is done. Here in the factories category we go to the greenhouses, and down there will be the other gardens as well, the bigger ones. And we just put this out and then we press F. It's the same key that you need to press if you want to make a color choice, and this is for customizing the different configurations. So here we have no fence, no garden beds, and then we have with fence, no garden beds. I come a little bit closer, then you can see how it changes just from choosing. And here no fence but with garden beds, and here you have the full program. And so you can choose whatever you like best. And I personally think it's a good idea, because the taste of how you want to have the garden is different. And therefore you have 4 variations, and you only have one garden in your shop. And yeah, then we have additional choices. I open the help menu, and maybe you remember my gardens from FS25, and when it was winter, a tarp greenhouse appeared out of nothing, and to keep the garden plants warm enough and that they could still grow in the winter time. And okay, they would grow without the tarp greenhouse, but then you have the feeling, oh, these poor plants, they are in the middle of the snow, and therefore I made the greenhouse. But it has had a disadvantage. Only if you slept into a winter month, this greenhouse appeared. That is a problem from the base game, that when you save and come back to your save, it's always the summer. And for everything that has this seasonal visual or not visual. So also with my seasonal decoration pack and so. And so when you had to leave your save game, you came back in the middle of January, started the game, then all your plants were standing there shivering in the winter cold without a greenhouse. And now I thought, okay, I make a better solution. And I have this lifting back walls in my sheds. And I thought, okay, I could do the same trick with the greenhouse. And you can do it every time if you want. So we just go here and then you see move greenhouse up. And now the greenhouse is coming. And you can go inside. And you have your greenhouse. And you may use this greenhouse in summer if you so wish. So it's not limited to winter. But my idea behind it is more or less that you have the garden in the summertime when it's warm. And then maybe in October you can raise your greenhouse, and then when the spring is coming you can put it down again, and then you have your garden. And all garden variations have this possibility to have a greenhouse whenever you want. And then there is another switch, as you can see, and if you go here, you don't expect a collision to be here. You expect to roam freely, as I'm doing here. But if you see the fence, you expect a collision. But right now you can just run through it. And that is because this configuration thingy doesn't allow collisions to appear and disappear according to your choice. So if you have a collision there, you have it there always. So I tried it, and maybe there is a way to do it, but I didn't found it yet. And so when I had the collision connected to the fences and I had this kind of garden, it was stopping me in the middle of the air, like that. I couldn't go further. And I said, no, that's not okay. You want to just go here like freely. And therefore, I removed the collision from the fence and made it as a separated object, and you can switch the collision on. It is raising now. And now you're blocked. And that you know for what this fancy switch is here, you can read move collision down. Now we can just move it down again. Bloop. And then you can just roam freely as you like. Yeah. And I like this solution to have 4 different garden varieties, and with a greenhouse and without a greenhouse, and then with a collision and without a collision. And now we make a new fruit type. In the German video we made these carrots, and I thought maybe we should do peas now. Okay, so I just leave the game. Okay. And then we go into the Giants editor. Here we are. This is how the garden looks. We have the normal garden here, and down there the greenhouse is hidden. And now we search the official piece. Do I want to save? Yes, why not? And I take the plants from the official base game plants. And as they are not already greenhouse plants, I take them from the foliage that is usually used for growing on the fields. So here we have the pea, and we go into PE3D. So, and now I just save it in our folder because I don't want to change the official piece. Never, never. And I start with saving early, that I don't forget about it, and then I happen to overwrite it, and I would be very sad. So, now this is in my open air garden. Okay, now we can go. And I provide some lighting, and I think on removing it, because if I don't remove it, we have a problem later. And it happened to me sometimes that I forget to remove the light. So here we have a whole bunch of plant stuff, and that is because all stages of the pea are thrown together in one place, and it will never show up like that. And this is how those fruit types are done. And yeah, we unfold it. First, I remove all the LOD1. This is for distance stuff, and we don't need it for our greenhouse. And then I open up this, and we have green small, green middle, green big, harvest ready, and dead. We don't need green small and middle and cut. So now only 3 are left, and this is what we need. And before I move them around, I create a cube, just a cube. And first I lift it up, that it is standing on the 0, and then I take it for measurements. Because it's not so easy to measure. We have those meter lines here and there, but to measure the height of something, I find it not so easy. But if I have a meter-sized cube, I know, okay, this is maximum 40 centimeters big, and as far as I remember, in my garden, they were bigger. So I might just make them a little bit bigger. So all together. 1.5 or 1.25? Maybe 1.3. 1.3, 1.3. and 1.3. Okay, and now I have to freeze transformation. That is that the objects forget about that I have made them bigger, that they think this is the best size for them. Okay, now they're around 0.5 meter, so not so much bigger than before. And now I will transform this cube into a fake garden bed. That I have the measurements. Okay, here it is 0. And then the size would be 1.5 meters and 3 meters. And now I can see how those peas would look on the garden bed. And I can see it is not such a good idea to make two of them together beside each other. But we have quite a lot of place to top and down. So first I make the green big and the dead invisible, because that is how it will look. That is the harvest ready stage. And we have 3 stages together. And yeah, when the greenhouse is running, it will switch between the green big and the harvest ready stage, just for showing it off, showing a variety. And if we don't have enough water, or the water has run out, then it will show the dead one. And this would be the biggest one, the harvest ready. Is it looking how I would like it? And maybe we have something inside. No, it's just one object. Yeah, so I can't pull it and change it. I could only make it a little bit bigger again, because somehow I think it's still too small. So I make it 1.1, 1.1, and 1.1, and then I do the freeze transformation magic again. Yeah, I think the resizing is still reasonable. And then I start with making more of them. Maybe just one here, and we are good to go. So with every fruit type, this is a little bit different, because the sizes of the plants are different and such. And so, yeah, I can always be a little bit playful. And I like to do those fruit type files. Okay, and now I make the harvest ready invisible and take the green big. Those, I think those must be the one that are flowering. Yeah, you can see this very, very nice flowers. Very nice. And it is smaller, which is normal, but I think it's still big enough. And 2 rows would be too crowded. So and now, yeah, we have some air between them. But I want to stay with the number of the plants. Or I could make more of them, because you never see them one after the other. Either you have the one image or the other. So maybe I could just make 4 of them, because this is a little bit too thin in a way. Like so, and then the first one like so. Maybe I should write down the numbers. This is 0.235. Is it good? It is rather good, I would say. And the last one should be 0.2 minus. Yeah, that would fit, and then we have this one. Does it fit? Yeah, if I put it closer to the other, then we have a gap that is too big. Maybe I make 5 of them. I make 5 of them. And then we go back to the first one and maybe we add some more. This would be good. I make just -1. And then the other one is +1. Okay. This is the meters in that direction. And then I add another one, and that will be in the center. Okay, and now I can, if I have one in the center and the other, it should be 0.5. Yeah, that is nice. And -0.5. Okay, and now I turn them a little bit, that they don't look like all the same, which they are, but when you turn them, it looks a little bit different. And I could even make one of them maybe a little bit smaller. Yes. Maybe just 0.95. And then I need this freeze transformation magic again. I just keep it there. Oh, what happened? This is not good. Do you see? It looks completely off. So that was not such a good idea. I hope I can... Ooh. What happened? Maybe I just remove it and make a copy of this, and I shouldn't just make it lower, but also always, so when I change the size, everything should be changed. 0.95, 0.95, 0.9, not 6, 5. And now I try again. It is again very strange. Very, very strange. Okay, then I remove it again. This is what happens when you are modding. So this is quite normal. When you try something, it can always happen that it doesn't work like you want, and some unexpected stuff happens. But I can turn it, that is working. Come on, here, yeah, yes. And this should be turned a little bit. I think it's okay. So we have the green big now. And they are all in the center of the row. I think it's okay. So when I say I think, that means before I was thinking maybe I should do them more to the side. I could have made them zigzag or so. But I think it's okay. So now we make those invisible again and the harvest ready again. Yeah, and when we see those, they are much bigger. They fill it up much more. And maybe I don't even need to add another one. Or let's try how it would look if I would push them closer together. They snuggle into each other quite nicely. So maybe I go for 4 of them. So back here, and maybe even this is the center one. And then I have one, let's try 1 meter. Maybe rather 0.9. Yeah. And the other one minus 0.9, minus 0.9. Yes. And then if I calculate it, 0.3 would be the one in the center. Nope. That one. 0.3. Okay, and then copy that. And minus 0.3. Okay. Yeah, now it looks nicely filled up. And now we turn them, and I don't try to change the size. Usually the size changing works nice without problems, but yeah, with those, I don't know why, but it didn't work. So yeah, I think that's okay. And now we make those invisible, and we go for the dead ones. And I think the dead ones doesn't need to be so lush, because dead ones are not lush. Therefore, I think we can go with just 3 of them. And yeah, we will never see how the harvest readies or big ones are transforming into dead ones. Therefore, they don't need to be exactly the same. So, no, I think that's okay. Okay, now I make all those visible again. This can be closed. I remove the light and the fake garden bed. And here we're good to go. And now we have to do all the XML stuff. So here we have the files. First we have to check the fill types, which would be P. Here, okay. And I need the P, which is just P, and the fill type is also P. With carrots, one is carrot and the other is carrots, and that made a big error. But here it's completely okay. It's P, and the price per liter is 1.4. But first we take care of the words, and then we take care of the balancing. So we need to go, and I check. Oh, there is no, how it's called? no palette defined for the P. Therefore, we need to make an entry in my custom fill types file, like so. We don't need all this stuff. So, and we need the image, yes. And the textures, I think they want this distance texture. Maybe I just leave the textures inside. Here with the other, you can see there are not those texture lines, and I get an error message, but it didn't bother me up to now. I will add that later. What is important now is we need this palette, the fillable palette. Okay, and then we need to add the piece to the product category and to the train wagon category, that we can sell the P everywhere where we can sell products, which is important. So, PPP, show on price table is marked up. We will see whether it works like that. The potato and the sunflower, they were old entries from my FS25 gardens, and the potatoes are not yet implemented, but the sunflowers. So now we have to go for the recipe. First we start here. We need to do the XML file for the piece, which will be a copy of, let's take the garlic XML. We make a copy and call it pxml, and then I just need to change here this p.e3d. The p.e3d is what we did before, and then I just have to tell the greenhouse logic or the garden logic that we have those 3 stages. Oh, I have to change it. I just see something here. So this LOD has to go. I need to lift it up 1 level higher and remove this LOD. It should look like that. Good that I remembered, because that would have been a problem. I think not such a big problem, but the P wouldn't show as wished. So now we can go on here. P and pxml. As you can see, there are always quite several places where you have to change this. Then further down, the recipe. First I do the storage. This is P. Okay, like so. And now the recipe. I take the recipe from the tomatoes as a base. And my goal is that you can earn at least as much as with potatoes with each crop type that you can grow there. So the price should be between the tomatoes and the lettuce. The lettuce is the best, but I find it a little bit exaggerated or OP. And the tomatoes is the best from, or the second best. So the best from the rest of all the crops. And I think it can be a little bit more than the tomatoes, but more leaning towards the tomatoes than to the lettuce. Then you still make really, really good money, but not so exaggerated. And first I have to write all my P's here. Here, P. And then down here. This is the recipe here. The recipe right now is you put in 4 water and get 4 P. And it's 44 cycles per hour. And yeah, and now I have to take care of the price of the products. And I remember here you can see the price per liter is a little bit more than $1 per liter in hard mode. So this price per liter is always in hard mode. And it is, here you can see the fluctuations through the year. So it's the 1.0 price. And sometimes in the year it goes higher and sometimes it's lower. And so this is the average basic price, so to say. And this is 1. And now we search for the tomato. And it is 0.5. So the price is half as much. You get the double price of the P. So in fact, to get around the same money for the peas that you get from growing tomatoes, the peas should grow half as fast. There are 2 ways now how to do it. We could just remove the reduce the cycles per hour. Then we have the overall recipe would stay the same. 1 part water for 1 part P. And it would produce less. That would be one possibility. Maybe it's a good possibility already. Yes, I think yes. And I'm thinking on how much water does P need. The tomatoes, they are really greedy for water. And I think in reality the pea would need less water compared to the tomatoes. So maybe I just reduce the cycles per hour. I go to 24. Then it's not half, but a little bit more. And then I reduce the amount of water to 3. Then that means the pea need less water than tomatoes. And I think that fits to reality. I don't know exactly how the water needs of the peas are compared to the tomato. I only know they need less because the tomatoes are always so greedy, and only the cucumbers and the zucchini, they also need a lot of water. So I think this is okay like that. And I have it there, yes. So now we could try it. Is this saved? I save it again, just to be sure. And now I make a backup of the file we just have, the version. If we make a very terrible mistake, which can always happen, I have the existing version which is working. So, and then I make another zip file. Okay. And you can wish me good luck that everything is working nicely. I copy it to my mod folder and then we start the game. Yeah, maybe we'll see each other when I'm inside the save game. Okay, here we are. Everything looks good so far. Now let's just add the new crop. Here we have the piece. This looks okay-ish, and we have now we see the cycles per month. It is much higher than the cycles per hour, and here is the recipe with 3 times water, and you get 4 times P. Okay, those are always the liters, and I activate it, and now good luck wishing. Where are they? Ah, here they are. Look, look. I think they look okay. Yeah, they fit nicely. And we only have one. No, they're in the back. In the end, when we have all the crop types activated, I think one of them won't show because we have too many crop types. At least in this small size, which is equal to the large size of the greenhouses. Yeah, I like it how they look. I'm quite happy with it. And yeah, I could have made them a little bit wider, but not double the width. That wouldn't have been good. And now we just try here. We switch off the carrots and we activate the peas, that we have everything full with peas. And this is the flowering stage. Oh, now I try a trick. Maybe we just add the carrots again. Ah, yeah, it worked. And then we see sometimes they switch the stage of the plant that they show when I add another fruit type. And here we have this harvest ready stage. And they look quite different, I think. I think I prefer the flowering stage. Yeah. Here, this one, because the flowers, they are really cute. Okay, so now you know how it works to add another crop type to the gardens, and maybe you can imagine at least how much work it still is to add them all, and then, yeah, you can't really imagine how much work it is to build the 4 times bigger garden and the 16 times bigger garden. It will take days, maybe weeks, rather weeks. Yeah, I won't be done before Christmas. And yeah, I hope I can upload it rather soon to ModHub. But yeah, maybe I will have some difficulties that always happen, and then it could take even longer. Okay, but you see, I'm working on it. Okay then. If you want to buy FS25 or a DLC, feel free to use my code OMATANA. You'll find the link for the PC version in the video description. It doesn't cost you anything extra and supports me a lot. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!